Hi, welcome everyone. It's Mike Newton down here at Lytham Golf Academy, and I've got an iron review for you here, and it's the Wilson FG Tour 100 blade iron, which it just looks beautiful. So as you'll have seen, I've done a review of the V6 iron. They've actually gone in my bag. I put a little link up to what's in my bag video that I've recently done. But I'm going to look at the FG Tour. So this is a straight out blade club that Wilson obviously offer, forged iron. It's just a very simple look, as you'd expect from a forged golf club here. I've got a 7 iron here. The loft is 35 degrees, so again it's fairly weak on the loft compared to many other irons on the market. But I've got HMT GC2 set up here, so we're going to hit some shots. Going to give you a little bit of feedback on the looks of this club, the feel of the club, maybe what type of golfer sort of would be sort of aimed at really. We'll show you some ball data as well, and we'll see how it's actually performing. Okay, so I've set myself up on the green here about 170 yards out. Okay, so probably not going to expect to get this distance up there, to be honest, with a 35 degree loft on a 7 iron. But we'll see how accurate it is in terms of shot dispersion. Now this, as I sit that down by the golf ball there, that looks really beautiful. It's a classic thing. Probably the first thing that really stands out is I was expecting it to be more of a compact head in a way. And what I mean by that is more from the heel to the toe. It's quite a longish blade length there. For a blade iron, it doesn't look tiny. So fills you with a little bit of confidence, or as much as confidence as it can fill you with a bladed golf club. But we'll get this first one hit. Yeah, so there's the nice high sort of ball flight there that you're going to expect from this type of iron. Feels great, feels soft as you'd expect, forged club. Okay, that was the one that caught a little bit low in the face there. Definitely felt it. Still hit target, still a pretty reasonable distance there, but definitely felt it touch lower in the club face there. Yeah, the spin's just dropped off a little bit here as well. Okay. So this set is obviously designed here, made to celebrate Wilson's 100th year anniversary, which is a fantastic milestone really. And Wilson have been inspired by many of their models through over the years to sort of come up with this FG Tour 100 iron. So it sort of has a little bit of all the models in there. You know, you've got those little sort of dots on the heel and the toe section of the club, a little bit around the hosel here, which always reminds me of very much the classic sort of early irons in the FG range when I was a youngster, sort of looking at in a pro shop on display. This sort of like little bit of gold around the back just gives it quite a nice little classy sort of finish here. A little bit of swirling on the back there, just sort of sets it off a little bit different from the rest of the head, but obviously a very sort of polished high chrome finish here, very sort of classic. Bit of a through ball option here as well, and on the shaft as it comes through, you can see that coming in the sole here. Yeah, I mean this just looks really stunning down by the ball. It's got like a nickel plated finish on it here, which, you know, with that high polish just gives it a very sort of quality look, but with that vintage little bit of touch to it. Again, good strike there. Just losing these a little bit to the right of target, but that's definitely more me than the actual club itself. But again, the feel and the feedback through that is great. Hitting the green there, 162 carry, spinning that just around that 7,000 mark. Yeah, again, feels superb. That looks to be hitting the green quite nicely again. So, you know, it's really not a lot else I can sort of say about these, to be honest. You know, they're a great looking golf club, obviously aimed at a golfer who is very consistent on the ball striking here. You know, if you miss in the middle of the golf club with these, you will know about it. So if you are spreading your strike pattern across the club face, then possibly look at, obviously the more cavity iron is probably better for you. But for somebody who, as I say, collects a strike, really consistent, wants obviously a great looking iron, some real good feel, a lot of control on the shots and not so much distance, then this is definitely worth putting on the list there for you to go out and sort of try and test as you should always do, you know, test it against other brands, other clubs, you know, put them all in the mix and, you know, try and find obviously one that suits yourself. Okay, let's have a look at some numbers here. So, club head speed, 92.5 mile an hour there. So I'm generally around that 92 to 95 mile an hour mark. Now, it is a very cold day down here in Lytham in end of November here. So speed is a little bit down, probably because of how cold I am. But ball speed there at 118. So again, it's not the fastest here, but it's not designed to be the fastest. You know, 35 degrees of loft. So ball speed isn't obviously going to be up there, but launch angle here, you can see launching around that 17 mark, and you can see the spin there just under 6,800. So there was a little drop off there at 6.2. That was the one I caught a little bit low in the club face. So obviously that's pulled some spin off there, but 6.8, you know, it's a highish sort of spin number there. Again, 35 degrees of loft. This is what this iron is all about. Consistently sort of high numbers, so that's coming in with a lot of control when it hits the green. So as I said earlier, if you're wanting distance out of a golf club, then don't be looking at this one. You know, you're going to be into a more stronger lofted cavity iron, which is going to create more ball speed, a little bit less spin, and that makes the ball go a little bit further. So 163 average on the carry there. Again, is not my longest. You know, I've got many irons there into the 170s, even touched your 180 in certain irons with stronger lofts. So, but as I say, you know, the carry, the distance doesn't really bother me. I'm looking at more control, and this club is sort of giving me that. Okay, guys, so there we have it, the FG Tour 100 iron from Wilson. So beautiful looking golf club there. It looks very sort of classy. Very high quality. It feels superb, looks superb down by the golf ball, and obviously giving some numbers that we'll probably expect, to be honest, from a forged bladed golf club, and we're seeing a lot of it. Obviously, the technology in these, you can't do a great deal with them. You know, it's just sort of metal just going straight across the back. You know, a bit of ball through happening there. You've got a little bit of milling on the club face there, which is going to help with a little bit more consistent spin numbers here. But away from that, there's not a lot else you can do. Okay, but that is one very good iron there. And obviously Wilson is a brand that's been around many years. You know, 100-year anniversary is incredible. I think they've made the I think they've had the most major wins out of any other brand, which is a hell of a claim there. Well, it's not a claim, it's a fact. So it's, you know, it's a very good sort of brand here. It's maybe not at the forefront that you maybe see in terms of on TV advertising and stuff like that, but a very, very solid iron. But again, this is obviously aimed at a very good ball striker. But if you're in that category, you're looking at a bladed iron, look at a forged iron, definitely put that on the list for you to try when you go and test yourselves. Okay, thanks very much for watching. I do appreciate watching the videos. Do hook up on my social media platforms, which are on the links are in the description below. Hit that subscribe button if you can, much appreciate it. I've got a lot more content sort of lined up to get out for you guys, so hopefully you're enjoying the videos. Hit that thumbs up button, and hopefully I'll catch up with you all very soon.